I feel we are born from the soil. We have to give it back to the soil, stay connected to the soil as much as possible. Do whatever you can do from your part. Nobody is perfect. No, we cannot expect everything from everybody, but know what you have in you and try to give that to the society, and first of all to the nature or environment around you. At least that comes first. Unless we do something about it, nobody else is coming from outside and doing it. They are going to spoil it.
Hi, welcome to Bifocal Naturalist. Our guest today is Juee Khopkar, a very inspiring woman with compassion and resilience. She works for the hearing impaired, and besides that, she is into mountaineering and hiking. She has faced several challenges of knee injuries, but in spite of that, she continues to climb mountains. And that's not all, She, through her stage presence, showcases child sexual abuse, a very, very critical issue of today's times. And she's also a community worker, working in the community garden close to her home. Hi, Julie, how are you?
Hi Vijaya. Thanks for inviting me for such a wonderful interview.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. So today it's a conversation which we will have. And, I would like to know about your childhood and who inspired you to take up art and mountaineering.
Okay. First of all, family, because my father was also in drama. He used to act in one of the Natya Samstha. So he was very active in that Natya Samstha. And then he was also very much close to all the literates of that times, like Arun Sadhu, Dinkar Gangal, and Ananta Bhave, Pushpa Bhave. So the socialists and dramatics people. So I always had a very nourishing environment around me, where we got exposure of dramatics, poems, poets, rather poetry, the literature, the outdoors. We used to go on picnics. We used to sing songs. They were written by Baba's friends, and there were no film songs that time. So yeah, basically family and extended family. I first of all got the nourishment there. I started acting first in Avishkar Avishkar Natya Samstha's Chandrashala is a children's wing. So first I entered there, and we performed three big dance dramas there. Apna Haat Jagannath, Panchatantra, and then later on Durga Zali Gauri, which was a very big hit. There was a TV serial which was directed upon that later on. So I have acted in all that. So all my acting career actually began in my childhood, which I continued mainly till college years and a little bit later on. But mountaineering ka jo कीड़ा बोलेंगे that bit me just after my 10th standard because of my cousin who was already into mountaineering in a mountaineering club. They had a rock climbing camp. So I said, he told me about that, and then I joined the rock climbing camp, and then my mountaineering started. We had a close group, and all my 5 years of college, I was in drama as well as in mountaineering. Everything went hand in hand.
Wonderful. But could you tell me more about, one of the dramas you were mentioning, which was later made into a TV serial? Can you tell me more about that?
that was Durga Zali Gauri, which was written by Madhav Sakhardande, directed by Guru Parvati Kumar as well as Ramesh Purav. The production, the organization was Avishkar, which was run by Sulabha Deshpande and Arvind Deshpande and Arun Kakde. So we had a big team of around 50 children there, including the older, like the youth also. And if I name a few from that drama, you will understand how important that thing was, because all these stars of Marathi as well as Hindi circle, they were there. The most highlighted name was Urmila Matondkar. She was there in our drama. Urmila Matondkar was there, Sukanya Kulkarni, Shilpa Navalkar, Prajakta Kulkarni, Kishori Shahani, myself. So
Yes,
there was,
of course.
but because Sulbha Moshi was a very known personality, even in like Marathi stage as well as Hindi stage and films. So Shashi Kapoor, Rohini Hattangadi, everybody was really close to them. So I remember in our 25th show, all these big personalities had come. Shashi Kapoor had personally come to see our show on that. So
Mhm.
that we have that big photograph where everybody of us are sitting behind and they were chatting with us and all that.
How
So
wonderful. How
I
did you
know.
get
But
into
after 10th, I stopped doing that because I
Acha.
wanted to, first of all, 10th standard.
But how did you, act in this child sexual abuse play?
Uh,
And what was its role and where all did you all play this?
See, what happened is in my college days, I performed every year for intercollegiate competitions, and all the competitions, I at least won some acting prize or the other. So I was known to be a good actress, but my focus was more into mountaineering. So I never went into professional drama. And after I got married, everything just stopped. I was busy doing my career and my family, but somehow Meena Naik, who is a famous puppeteer and drama activist, she had uh, a thought of a drama for a social cause, which was known, the name of it was Vatevarti Kasago. She thought of calling me because the role was something specific, like a counselor in the story. She's a aunt of that child, and the basic concept of the drama was to make the society aware about this issue, where people don't realize the abuser is most of the time somebody around you, known to the family, and we just neglect that. We don't realize that the child could be going through any trauma or something like that. And to make the society, the children, parents, teachers aware about such a cause, such a topic. So she had really thought of it very well. She got it written, and she directed the drama with the help of puppets. So we also had those shadow puppet things, and then we had the hand puppet things. So there was a story about two siblings, two sisters, and a working mother. The father is abroad, working abroad somewhere. So mother has to take care of two school-going girls, and very busy all the time. So she doesn't have actually time to see if anything is wrong with the children. And suddenly one day, the elder girl says that I am unable to walk. I am not going anywhere. I can't go to school. I can't go to the tuition. I cannot walk. So the mother thinks that she's just making some excuses for not going. And still, like, it's 2, 3, 4 days, but the child refuses to go. And then the aunt comes in the picture. She comes home to stay, and then she makes the girl child talk about it, and then everything reveals that the person who used to teach her, the tuition teacher, is actually his her father's near close friend, and he is the one who is actually abusing her, and if always threatens her that if she tells it to somebody, then he will abuse his younger sister also. So that is something which is holding her back, and then everything reveals, and the aunt tells to the mother, and counsels, and then the drama ends where they actually sue the uncle. So, but we used to have it in not as a regular auditorium play. We used to have it in schools, girl institutes, in societies, and we once had it in IPH, that is Indian Psychological Health, that is in Thane, and we had a big crowd from aging from 75, 80-year old dadi to 5, 6-year old children, and they were mesmerized. And we always used to have a discussion round after every show. So there used to be questions, there used to be discussions, there used to be experience sharing, and if at all we could provide some help or provide some contacts. So all that sort used to happen. It was a very, very impactful show. I'm really happy to be part of that thing. I almost played 60, 65 shows of that.
Really
So
wonderful, because today we
yeah,
see the hear so many stories, and everyone
yeah.
is either a family member or a neighbor or somebody very closely attached to the child, and then naturally the mothers cannot guess. I mean, and this is very nice thing what you have done.
I forgot to mention the actresses in that drama. Now they both are actually on their peak. One is Priya Bapat and one is Shreya Bugde. They
Uh,
were there as young children that time.
See how they've grown in theater. It's really
Yes.
wonderful. So, while you had faced a lot of challenges when you started your mountaineering, career, not career, I would say your passion.
Yeah,
Can
passion,
you tell us
passion.
about it? Yes, it's a passion. Can you tell more about it? What happened to you and how you overcame all these challenges?
What do I say? I was just in 12th standard when I actually went for the adventure mountaineering course, which is a 1 month course in Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Uttarkashi. So we were a group of girls. Were almost there in 11th, 12th or something like that, and first year or something like that. And uh, on the second day of our course, I met with an accident while doing a obstacle course. So there was a big ground on that. There were various obstacles fixed, and every day morning we were supposed to perform that routine, and then go for our jog or something like that. And there was one obstacle where you have to be on one platform, like on the higher point, and you have to hold a rope and do the Tarzan swing and jump on the ground, and that ground was concreted. So I don't know what happened, but I think my center of gravity was wrong. I landed, and my left knee got twisted very badly, and it got swollen. I was crying. I was taken to the primary health center in the Uttarkashi. That time, that town was really very small. So they gave me anti-analgesic and everything, and nobody could realize what was wrong with my knee. After 1 or 2 days, I could stand, and then I could do my activities, and my knee used to keep getting twisted, and my balance would go, and I will fall down. I never understood what is wrong with my knee. So I completed the whole course, the 1 month course. And when I came back, and in fact, there was one more horrible incident where we had to cross one small water channel, and we were told by the instructors, see, there are those huge wasp hives there. So nobody is going to run if they come out, and if they start biting, we will not be able to handle that. But something went wrong, and they started coming out, and they were like this big wasps. And as soon as everybody started going fast, I also tried, and my knee got twisted. I fell down, and two big wasps bit me here. So immediately my face got so swollen that I couldn't see. So I had to face my knee pain with this swelling, and had to be taken back to the my institute. couldn't help it. So anyway, so yeah, so when I came back from Uttarkashi, we went to the doctor, and then I realized he understood that there was a ACL tear, that is anterior cruciate ligament tear. It was complete tear. So it is like one ligament is not there, rubber band is not there, so the knee just gives it up. So cartilages were broken, so we had to do cartilage removal operations 2 3 times in the 3 year of period when till I got my reconstruction done in 1989. So till then, again, I would continue my trekking slowly, but I would continue. I never stopped doing.
Julie, how did you select this career of working with the hearing impaired? You've done a lot of work with the challenged
Yeah.
children.
Actually, after my graduation, I always wanted to work in a area where I would be useful to the society somehow or the other. And I was good in acting, but I never wanted to choose acting as my career. So where else my acting would be helpful? So teaching profession could be there, but not like a regular teacher. Then we had a school for the deaf nearby our house, so I started volunteering there, whether to just to see whether I really like the profession or not. And I said, yeah, this is something which I would love to enact the rhymes and poems and stories and everything. So yeah, that's how I entered into the B.Ed for deaf. That was a 1 year course that time. And then I started working in a school. I didn't get a permanent post as such. So when I got married and I shifted to Navi Mumbai, then I selected a school which was a privately funded, very small school. But I started teaching there. Then I became vice principal. I became principal there. I think Vijaya, we met in that school itself, right?
Yes,
I
we met
think
at skills and abilities. I had come to
skills
do
and
some
abilities.
volunteer work. Yes,
Correct, correct,
that's
correct.
where
It
we
was
met.
two ways. Like we met in BNHS trail also.
We went birding
Correct.
together, through the BNHS.
Correct. Correct,
Yes, that's
correct,
really
absolutely.
wonderful.
So yeah, so after that I realized that cochlear implant is a new thing and children really get a new world, because that's something, it's a game changer. The children can really hear near to normal if they get a proper therapy. So I learned about this therapy. I got there were no full time courses that time, so I did short courses, and I started doing therapy after that. I left the school later on, and then slowly I started my own therapy center. So now I have a regular therapy center in CBD Velapur
What
for the
kind of
cochlear
therapy do
implant.
you do, after transplant?
Yeah, it's a implant, cochlear
Implant, yeah,
implant, because
sorry,
our
implant.
inner ear, the hair cells in our inner ear get damaged, and that is the reason we get the profound hearing loss. So this particular cochlear implant actually goes inside the cochlea and hits the auditory nerve, by which the children can listen, or rather hear. Listening is meaningful, hearing is something, just a stimulus goes to your brain. So if somebody talks to you in a Hebrew language, would you understand anything just like that? No, somebody has to teach you. Then you get to get lot of exposure to that particular language. You have to really listen to it many times. Only then you can actually understand the language, right? It is the same thing. After the implant, maybe the physical stimulus is there. The brain gets the stimulus, but brain doesn't know what to do with it. Many of the times they don't realize, the brain doesn't realize that I am getting that kind of a stimulus, including environmental sounds. So our job is to make the child to get attracted towards listening, hearing, make meaning out of it, and then learn to listen and talk. So the first of all, the awareness, detection, then understanding the sound, getting meaning to it, then comprehend the whole the language, and automatically make him learn to listen and make him learn the language itself. So that is auditory verbal therapist's job.
quite complicated. I mean, for us, since childhood, we are listening to languages and we are picking up, the languages so quickly. But, when you have to learn, when you have a hearing impairment and then you have had an implant, I think it's quite a
But
stressful.
can I tell you, Vijaya, you are a grandmother. You are talking to your grandchildren. Whatever you are doing, you are actually doing auditory verbal therapy. We keep
Okay.
talking to them all the time. Yes,
Uh,
that's the only thing we have to do. Only thing is little carefully so that they keep listening. That's the only thing. Because we keep talking to them, we keep singing to them, we keep showing to them, look, there is crow that's plowing. That's what we also do.
Correct, correct. It's so
Yeah.
wonderful. And now you're into community gardening, working for the community, the agro garden at CBD Belapur. So, can you tell me what is your role and how did you start this? Because it's really fascinating, people coming together to work, for nature, for food production. It's
Yeah,
really wonderful.
I know. First, very foremost thing I would say that staying in Navi Mumbai, in CBD Belapur, in Sector 9 was a very, very conscious decision which I had, because that was a beautiful place where we could see that the nature around us is still protected. Nobody is grabbing it and nobody is actually putting encroaching it and etc. There was still nature around it, there was forest around it, and there was this patch of farm which was under high tension wire. And when we came to stay there, I never knew who actually takes care of it, but we were just happy. But that was around 30-35 years back. The residents of this sector, they came together just to stop the encroachment under high tension wire, because this whole sector is, one side there are lanes and one side there is this high tension wire ka patch. So they had started encroaching, there were hutments coming. So they had formed a society, CBD resident society, and they collected funds amongst themselves. They terraced it, they dig a well into it, and they started farming slowly and gradually. And then I like a new team, or maybe a new team of workers or the volunteers came in, because that time I think Pandey uncle and everybody had appealed that please do come. We need a new team. So I think lot of us got connected into it. Now it has almost been 15 years, 15 years plus I have been connected with this agro garden. And slowly and gradually I realized that somebody has to take that position where, see, somebody who actually has tree knowledge of trees and farms can really stand there and take care of farm. I have something I can think of, managing programs, creating various workshops and getting them done, something like that. So I could do that. So I am a secretary for this society for last almost 10 years, and we keep having various kind of programs where by which we generate funds to keep this thing going. See, basically, unless we take care of our surrounding, our what you call the paryavaran around us or the environment around us, nobody is going to take care. Unless we do something about it, nobody else is coming from outside and doing it. They are going to spoil it. So we thought that at least do our part of it or our bit, and then let other people also come and enjoy it and help in nurturing and saving it.
That's
Yeah.
really nice, what you said. We have to take responsibility, we have to shoulder the responsibility. We cannot expect others to do it, and sit quietly. That's a very wonderful message you have given, Julie. Julie, I want to know what is it that is there in the garden? What do you have? Do you grow vegetables? Do you attract butterflies? And what are the different activities that you have for the general
Sure.
public?
Sure. So we have a farm area where we have got leafy vegetables and fruit vegetables, fruit trees. Then we also have, let me tell you, there is Project Mumbai that we collect plastic also. So we have one newly constructed area, or you can call it a, what you say, a box kind of a thing, where people collect plastic in their homes in a gunny bag, and then they put it there. There is one day in a month where when it is collected, that plastic is collected. So we also take part in that kind of a eco sustainability drive. That is one is agro area where we have farm. Then there is a area which was earlier just neglected, because we couldn't just go till that part because we didn't have that much manpower. But when Dr. Bhagwat from BARC, he got retired and he started living in the sector, there was a good what do you say, omen which happened. He became a parent, or rather the palanhar of that area, and we created a butterfly garden as well as botanical garden. It was not an easy task at all, because it was inch by inch cleaning of the place. There were debris, all rubble, all garbage, everything was there, including plastic, whatnot. So every day he would really keep cleaning things and put a little effort in planting things. And now, after 10 years of our effort, now that part is botanical garden and butterfly area. So we take care of that also. So it's a almost 1 hectare of area which is under our plantation. And about the
And
activities.
yeah, and I
So
think
yeah,
you've
about
also
the activities.
planted the adulsa, which
Oh
we
yeah.
got for my son's wedding. I saw it last time. It's become huge over there.
Exactly.
Very
See,
nice.
some things need some places are just made for that plant. It happened that way. When I had planted in my garden, it was just not happy, and then I thought, why not try and plant it in the open area? And after that, that plant has bloomed like anything. It has really become like a cave, and it blooms every year with beautiful flowers, and it reminds me every time of you. So
Thank you.
um,
I'm surprised to see it. It's become so huge and nice. So, what are the different
exactly.
activities you have for children, and what are the, days, events you celebrate?
So before coming to that, something reminded me. When you came to Butterfly Garden and you saw the Adusa, you
Yes,
could relate and you could remember your son's wedding, right?
yes, yes,
Now, what we have done is we have planted uh, plants, and that also, we have planted trees in name of our loved ones, in memory of our loved ones. So that also gives you such a pleasure that whenever I go to the Bahava tree, which I have planted for my father, whenever I see that tree, I am at such peace that my father is still there with me. And Sulbha Deshpande, which I mentioned, her son actually brought her ashes, and we have planted 2 trees in memory of her. They are also very well groomed, and they are there. One is Bakul and one is Safa. So Safa is already flowering. So that also gives such a pleasure that I can feel that Silva Moshi is still there with us.
Sown
So
the
Son
golden
Safa.
sown saffron. Oh,
Yes.
the
Yes.
fragrance is so aromatic, so beautiful,
Absolutely.
heavenly, actually heavenly.
I know. I know. Yeah. So now about the activities. The first very important activity or other program we have, and people keep looking forward to it, is Basantotsav. We keep having a lot of various kinds of activities during Basantotsav, but the common factor is we have lots of interesting commodity stalls, like the product stalls, which we see to it that they are eco-friendly and which are sustainable goods, sort of a things, and people really look forward to buying from those stalls. And other is food stalls, and we try to see that our own sector 9 people get the chance, because we have people who actually provide tiffins, who actually work in other people's houses for cooking, and they actually keep their stalls. We give preference to them, and then there are other food stalls, so that is common. Then every year we have some other activity. Like sometimes we have killa making for children. Sometimes we have got some butterfly, rather the what you say, treasure hunt for the whole area, and they go bonkers. Like they sweat like anything, but they have to find the treasure. We last year was like the epic thing. Like even the instructors got tired of this to like control their enthusiasm. So yeah,
I like your
and
activity, fort making
yeah,
activity, because Maharashtra
yeah,
is full of forts, so many forts. And this is, children learn how to, work with vernacular architecture. They learn how to work with soil, and proportion, balance. It's so nice to see the children, yes, with their hands, working,
yeah,
and making different forts. This is something
yes.
which is really amazing. It's very popular during Diwali. I think you have competitions during Diwali in Maharashtra, fort making competitions. Very nice activity, Julie. And
So
Julie, would you like to give us any message?
yeah. So just quickly, I will just tell about this thing.
Yes.
First of all, to make people stay connected with the soil, with our own ground. Uh, when we say fort making, first of all, you have to make clay and you have to put your hands into the clay. So that one thing is there that they really get connected. Then we also have things like you just collect things around you in the nature and create some landscape or create some scenery, and that also they have been creating it so beautifully, and we really appreciate their imagination, their creativity and arranging things. So basically, when you say message, I feel we are born from the soil. We have to give it back to the soil, stay connected to the soil as much as possible, do whatever you can do from your part. Nobody is perfect. No, we cannot expect everything from everybody, but know what you have in you and try to give that to the society, and first of all to the nature or environment around you. At least that comes first. Doing something for the beyond this thing is that comes later, but uh, nurture the nature around you. That's what I feel.
That's really wonderful, Julie, because you're talking about nurturing in your own backyard, and using soil, for the children, because the feel good factor, there are these hormones, which make you
Hmm.
feel very happy, happy hormones are triggered in the soil because there is bacteria in it. And also, you talked about, recognizing your own capabilities and
Hmm.
applying them, in the field.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
soil is the most important thing in the whole world, and soil is, we are losing soil by tons, by millions of tons every year. To preserve soil and take care of it is very nice. And you also worked with child sexual abuse. It's a very, very
Hmm.
critical issue today. We are
Hmm.
looking at not only child, we're also looking at rapes taking place in the young girls. And, these are really helpless little children, and they don't even
Hmm.
know. And you're teaching them about good touch and bad touch. It's
Yes.
really wonderful. And you're working as a community. I think the best part of it is community gardening. You're all working together, and there is so much of bonding. When I come to Agro Garden, I see this bonding between different members and the people who come there. Young children, I think they were little kids, when the teacher said, pick leaves, and
Hmm.
were wondering what to do. And then you said, okay, let them pick some, dhania ka patta or methi ka patta, So it was so
Exactly.
nice. Yes, and
Yeah.
children learn how to.
Yeah,
Yes,
can I share one more
yes,
experience?
please.
Because
Yes.
recently we had our get together of my center, Aroha centers, parents and their children. We had invited them into the agro garden, and we had two things. One is the technical care and maintenance of their implants was the lecture, done in the open grass. Nicely, they were sitting in the grass. But then we had a round for them, and then again the same thing, though even those children, they have not been getting connected to the farm. They didn't know what is coriander, they didn't know what is methi. So making that exposure again was a learning again for me and the parents, like, yeah, such kind of visits, like recurrent visits are important. So as I said, harvesting, there was one nursery school, they wanted to harvest, they were 2-year-old children, they wanted to harvest something. So I said, okay, sit down everybody and pluck one methi stick, which is harvesting for you.
Children, think all these things come from the mall or they're delivered at home. They don't
Exactly.
know how they're growing in soil. I think it's very, very
Exactly.
important. Julie, thank you very much, because you've told us so many interesting things. But above all, you are a woman of compassion and resilience. In spite of all the challenges you have faced in life, especially your physical with your knee problems, you never let that come in your way and you continued on your path. You strived ahead and you chose what was good and you recognized your potential and you applied it. Thank you very much, Julie. It was wonderful. It's really wonderful having you with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijaya. Thank you so much. I had a great time.